Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming in again today, you're very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Joseph Arthur and that really good song from the Shrek 2 movie, You're So True. We looked about authenticness. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to 1975 in California. Now, this guy had an Aussie dad and an American mother, and it was while their father was in America that he was born. But because of a divorce around 1986, Dad and him moved back to Australia, to Western Australia, and he went to country Western Australia, and that's where he went to school, in a small country school. But he was given a guitar at the age of 16. And this was a very special guitar, this one, because it was from the 1930s, a Dobra guitar played by this guy's grandfather. So very special guitar indeed. The guy we're talking about is John Butler. Now, John Butler's just got this, first of all, a very good guitarist. He has very expressive technique to him. He knows really what to do with the guitar to get the most out of it. He's also got a very good singing voice, very laid back attitude about him, and he's got some incredible lyrics in his songs. So absolutely great to give this guy a bit of a go today. 1996, he attended art at the Curtin University. He thought, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually study music instead. And the world's so glad he did that. And he sort of started to get a bit of a go performing and busking in the Fremantle markets, which is a pretty big market around Perth. And in the early 90s, he did sort of go back to America for a little bit of a time. When he was over there, he formed the band Betterman, and Betterman got a bit of a following around the San Diego area, but they soon would come back to Australia and very much performing around Australia with a 9-piece outfit, which is quite a big number of musicians on stage. It was around that time that he actually released the cassette, Searching for Heritage, and that actually sold a few copies. But in 1998, John thought, well, what am I going to do now? I want to do something a bit smaller, and so he formed the John Butler Trio. In 2001, out came the album 3. And John Butler Trio had become actually quite successful in Australia. We've got a live clip of Betterman below for you. In fact, that album was rated pretty highly on the Triple J Hottest 100. Now, it's a fan-based competition, this one, but, you know, it pretty well does test, I suppose, the yardstick of Australian music, and to be rated highly on the Triple J Hot 100 is pretty good indeed. 2004, out came the album Sunrise Over Sea. Now, this album got to #1 in Australia, so John Butler well and truly has established himself as a singer-songwriter and just incredible, unique talent, really. Zebra, probably one of his most well-known songs, really. One of the lines, it's not who breaks the rhythm, but it's how you get across. This song has some scat singing in it as well, just goes to show you how unique John's singing actually is. We've got a clip of Zebra below. It's not who breaks the rhythm, but it's how you get across. Interesting, this one, it was Steve Jobs who said, hey, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey to the destination. Because you remember, like as a kid, you play a game and it'd be all about the setting up of the game. And when you got to the game, you're thinking, well, actually, we've already had the game. We've actually been setting it up, which is pretty good. And this goes into character, I'm thinking. You know, you can actually be the person who wins every race. But if you're known as someone who kind of gets what they want and doesn't really care what other people think, you get a bit of a reputation of someone, you're a winner, but, you know, who cares? There's that scene, I think, in the last Harry Potter movie where Voldemort had killed Harry. Well, so he thought. And he's kind of saying, I killed Harry Potter, and there's just dead silence around him. He was, I suppose, powering his universe by fear. But when fear is just, it's not compelling, is it? Fear is not compelling at all. It really, really isn't. And it was actually Neville Longbottom who actually came out with love and said, well, we don't really care, mate, what you think. I think it's a very, very poignant theme about someone does everything he can, what he thinks he's doing the right thing to destroy the world and do what he wants, but it's just hollow and empty because there's no one to get it there with you. I think, you can go across the line and be first, but if there's no one waiting for you past that ribbon, it's a pretty empty feeling. But if you've given your best and done all you can, and you have cheering at the end of a race, it's such a nice feeling knowing that you've actually done the best you can. And I think this is what John Butler's trying to say here with the song Zebra. Now, I don't know why it's called Zebra. An interesting question for you. Is a zebra black stripes on white or white stripes on black? Interesting for you to leave your comments below. I do remember actually winning a facial in a local studio in a competition, and I actually got that one right. That was just me guessing, but zebra, black stripes on white or white stripes on black. Interesting to know your comments below on that one. But you know what, zebras know what it means to be together, and they celebrate when their babies are born, and they go around and running around in packs and stuff that they do. They know what it means to get together. It's all about how we do life with each other that counts. And I think this is what John Butler's trying to say here, and that is, hey, it doesn't matter who's first, how you playing the game. So great video on that one. And John Butler well and truly is respected in the industry, so he acknowledges himself that he can't do it without other people. But he has had a pretty successful career. Out in 2007, we've got Grand National. We've got a live clip of Funky Tonight. I don't really want to fight tonight. I just want to get funky and get down. I'm just going to not ignore, but I think just put off the fact that, hey, there might be things to say, but can we just have some fun tonight, please, instead of trying to talk about it. Sometimes that's what we need. Took a live version of that one below. Very, very good song, this one indeed. It's just got everything in it, the production, the musicianship, absolutely stunning song, and pretty well shows off John Butler's technique to the max, really, many, many ways. So get carried away with that one. 2010, April Uprising came out. This was a tribute to his Bulgarian ancestry. This album went to #1. In 2013, out came the album Flesh and Blood. Now, John Butler is a multi-instrumentalist. He can play harmonica, the didgeridoo, acoustic guitars, of course, but he's got a very intriguing 12-string guitar with one string missing, so it's an 11-string guitar. I don't know what difference that makes. Obviously, he's thinking this particular string doesn't need to be doubled. What about if we just get rid of it completely and make it 11-string? That's a custom-built acoustic guitar right there. 12 strings are pretty hard to play, by the way, and very, very hard to keep in tune because it's just double the number of strings as normal, but it feels like a guitar in stereo and just a pretty full, beautiful sound. He does use a lot of effects to actually get just the sound he wants, and so he's really, truly knows his instrument. Him and his guitar are one. Between 1996 and 2024, that's a 28-year career right there. 5 solo albums, and with the John Butler Trio, 7 albums, 4 live albums, 3 video albums, 2 EPs, and 14 singles. John's actually well and truly been accoladed in Australia, 6 APRA Awards and 1 ARIA Award, estimated to have sold around 850,000 albums, so very, very successful Australian actually in the scheme of things, and has some international success today. So it's great to give John Butler a bit of a tribute today. So the links to those 3 clips are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Joseph Arthur. If you want to recap on him, feel free. Well, if this is your first time to Live Reflections through music, or you come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Well, that's it for today. Next time we're going to go on to Al Jarreau. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.